Did you ask Ms. Curry if she had the authority to give you permission to enter that location? You took a screwdriver and you forced entry into one of the screen doors. So you forced entry to access the door that you could use the key. Some point you enter that location. You don't have a search warrant, correct? And you don't have permission from anybody you know to live there to enter that location. The purpose of you entering that location was to check to see on the well-being of Cedra. As a Washington County Sheriff, is there a policy on welfare checks?
Yes.
Or are you familiar with that policy?
Yes, I haven't read it in a while.
Okay.
What we'll be into.
The purpose of a welfare check, would you agree with me, is to see, one, if the individual is there, and two, if they need medical assistance. You checked the home. Cedra wasn't there. Correct?
Thank you. Fine.
So therefore, there was nobody to render medical assistance to.
As far as I know at the time.
Okay. And at that point, you did see Mr. Fleming, correct? You asked Mr. Fleming to come outside. That was not an order that Mr. Fleming could resist, correct?
That's the form of the question, Your Honor.
Mr. What?
The form of the question. I don't. He said it was an ask, but he also said it was an order. So I'm not clear on what the question.
Overruled. I think it was clear enough. Go on. You can answer the question.
Oh, well, I asked that, but I don't think I intended to be, I guess, an order to say.
So it's your testimony if Mr. Fleming Jr., the defendant, would have told you, no, get out of my house, you would have just left?
Well, I think the welfare check would have probably started turning into a investigation.
Well, yeah, I would have. So now you are no longer doing a welfare check, you're now doing a criminal investigation.
Your Honor. He said.
Sustain that.
Thank you.
Okay. What other investigation would have turned into?
Well, they find to be and I believe at the time I'm talking with they're still on our area of the residents, the property that I haven't looked at yet. Probably would have gone back outside. I mean, this is speculative, telling you what I would have done afterwards. Can you, I guess, ask again what exactly the question?
My question to you was, Ronald Fleming Jr. would have told you, no, I don't want to leave the house, and to get out of my house, would you have left?
Speculation at this point.
Sustain.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be speculating on what his behavior would be. I could ask him what he would do under a certain circumstance.
Then I'll check.
Well, he's speculating because the premise of your question didn't happen.
Okay.
So I sustain.
When you are questioning Mr. Fleming, you have him, or you ask him to leave the location, correct?
He just said, why don't you come upstairs so we can talk about how to find the vehicle?
Okay. But you didn't have him just go upstairs, you had him go outside.
Yes, I said upstairs and join this curry.
And by going outside of the location, you had Mr. Fleming Jr. go from a location in which you could not make a warrantless arrest to a location in which you could make a warrantless arrest. Correct?
Objection relevance.
Yeah, it goes to Mr. Fleming being in custody and whether or not this officer is acting under the exigent circumstances exception, or if he's doing a criminal investigation inside a home without a warrant.
I don't know that it necessarily goes there. All over, I'll allow it. I know that matter much, but go ahead.
So, yes.
By having him leave the inside of the residence, you had Mr. Fleming Jr. go to a location in which you could make a warrantless arrest outside the home.
I'm not aware. I don't know how true that would be. still be on the turtle leaf from at the location.
At this point, after speaking to Mr. Fleming, you now realize that Mr. Fleming is the only family member present that actually lives at this location.
After speaking.
After speaking with Mr. Fleming, you now realize he's the only member of the family present that actually lives at that location.
Just so we can be clear, you're speaking of the defendant.
Defendant Fleming Jr. Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, as far as I knew at that time.
When you began to question Mr. Fleming Jr. outside the residence, was he free to leave?
He wanted to leave at that point in time. Probably could have walked away, although, other than having at that precise moment in time when he came up from the basement, I was shocked and surprised and had a strange feeling I got about the whole thing that I found sleeping in the basement. But I would say that I would detain at that point. So there we go.
And at this point, you are now suspicious as to the whereabouts of Theodore. You still have not seen or located her at this residence. And you haven't located anybody in the residence that needs medical assistance or emergency aid. You asked the individuals to go back into the home again, correct? How many minutes went by when you asked, by the time you asked to re-enter the home to search?
From the time that it defendant and I walked outside.
Yeah, how many minutes was that?
Not entirely sure.
Did Mr. Fleming Jr. ever give you permission to grab that shovel and dig in that backyard? Did you have a search warrant to grab that shovel and dig in that backyard? No further question.
You're any redirect.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Detective. Miss Upton.
Aaron Sawyering.
All right.
This witness is excused. Is that correct?
Objection.
No, Your Honor.
All right, this witness is excused.
Thank you.
Sir, please come forward and be sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give me truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. See, state, spell your first and last name for the record.
Aaron Sawyering, AARYSOYRIN.
You may inquire.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you employed?
Currently employed Washington County Sheriff's Office as a detective.
How long have you been a detective with the Washington County Sheriff's Office?
About 3 years, 3 months. Prior to that, I was assigned as a road patrol deputy for years.
Do you have any prior law enforcement experience before you were employed with the Sheriff's Office?
Of course, related, but not as an actual certified law enforcement officer.
You. Were you working on May 17th, 2024?
What?
And were you dispatched to 1315 South Warner Road in Ypsilanti Township? For what purpose were you sent to that address?
I've been notified by Captain Hanson that there was a probable homicide. So I was assisting a team of detectives with a search warrant. Specifically, it was my task for that residence, the garage and the surrounding property.
And was a search warrant obtained for the residence? And when you got there, what was your responsibility?
I kind of assisted Detective Roberts, who was in charge of processing the scene. So I brought the physical copy of the search warrant out there prior to the search taking place. I did have some part to play in the backyard where the scene was ultimately recovered.
What part did you have to play in that?
So we had involved Detective Morrison had involved the Michigan State Police anthropology team
Hannah Friedlander, she had requested that we verify it was in fact human remains that were present as opposed to an animal. So I unearthed a little bit more of the dirt around what appeared to be a white bag or a white cloth material. And then I used the sterile scalpel with the gloved hand, I used the sterile scalpel to create a split into that fabric, and then open that up, peered inside, and I saw an additional layer of fabric, which was a red and yellow quilt-like blanket. And then did the same with this layer of fabric, cut it, and peered inside, and I saw what appeared to be the fair complexion of a sea serpent.
What body part were you looking at?
It appeared to be the lower legs.
After you confirmed that there were human remains in the ground, did you contact any other members of the sheriff's department?
Yes, so I should say I used my right hand to reach into the fabric and did feel what appeared to be human remains that were cold to touch, and it did feel to be the shin area of the legs. After discovering this, I actually was on the phone with Detectives Morrison and Bryden at the time, but I did relay my findings to them as well as contact additional law enforcement at the sheriff's office just to keep them up to speed. They're currently conducting an interview with them.
Did you return any physical evidence or items from that location to the sheriff's department?
I did. I collected a cell phone that was belong to, I believe it's Deidre Fleming, decedent in this case. This was already collected by Detective Roberts and was in the back of his patrol, or his government issued vehicle, I should say. I also collected a cell phone that was on the steps on the west side of the home. So this would, if you're looking at the house from the street, this would be on the left side of the house. This was believed to be the defendant's phone. Cell phones and other electronic